Camp Davy Crockett.
I'm Hayden.
And I'm Zeph.
And I'm Cindy.
And welcome to the Camp Davy Chronicles. Hi, Cindy.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a fun day today. This is the first time we're recording after Campfire, and so we can actually talk about how good Campfire was.
I do want to point out, it is not actually afternoon right now as we record.
That's true. It is.
It is night. Well, it is technically
10,
afternoon,
That's
but
true.
It's a long time afternoon.
This is the latest we've ever recorded.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we've recorded After Dark before.
Well, yeah,
last
not
year.
Almost 11.
I don't know. It's 10.
Almost 11.
Close enough. Whatever. But it's week 5, the last week of Scouts BSA summer camp.
It's sad.
It is a little bit sad.
But I almost think that this was one of our best weeks that we've had here.
Which is great.
Yeah.
All the weeks are one of the best weeks. It's at least a top 5 for sure.
That is true. That is true.
Of the year. I don't know about all time, but maybe.
Yeah. So I think starting off that we should address the new table props.
I've got new table props. Elsa and Olaf from the hit movie Frozen, one of my favorite movies. And they were my Christmas in July gift from Post. Thank you, Post.
What is Christmas in July?
I'm so glad you asked, Hayden. Christmas in July is an annual celebration that staff at Camp Davy Crockett does on the last week of Scouts BSA camp. And we give each other presents and pretend it's Christmas, except it's July.
So I have a suggestion for Christmas in July.
Okay.
I think you should call it Australian Christmas. Because even though in Australia, Christmas is celebrated on December 25th, it is summertime there.
That's true. Wow. We should have an Australian theme next year.
And you should speak in Australian accents.
Can you do an Australian accent?
No.
Okay.
No, mate.
We should definitely do Australian.
You're going to have to, that's going to be your task for next year.
Okay.
You're going to have to learn, even if we don't have an Australian theme, you still got
I'll come for my week of camp and speak an Australian accent the whole week and see if any campers are fooled.
That would be quite fun.
Yeah, speaking of being fooled, so Zach.
What?
Zach.
Oh.
PopTart Williams.
PopTart. Okay.
Successfully convinced some campers that he had a twin named Zach. Okay.
I love it.
And then that his other twin was named PopTart.
What?
Yeah.
You mean that he was the other twin?
Right.
Not that there were 3 twins.
No, that's 2 twins. Yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 twins.
Yeah.
One named Zach and one with the nickname PopTart.
That's brilliant.
So I want to speak of Zach PopTart Williams. If you take the PopTart out, Zach Williams.
Right.
Is coming to the fair as one of the shows. Apparently, there's a country singer named Zach Williams.
I think I know there's a Christian singer named Zach.
Oh, that's who it is. Yes, he's coming on Monday night. Yeah, so I'm like making the lineup. And I was like, Pop-Tart's making the fair.
Yeah.
I was like, he's famous.
Appalachian Fair. Pop-Tart will be performing.
Monday night.
Can you imagine? We should go to the concert and just scream Pop-Tart.
Get the whole crowd chanting Pop-Tart, Pop.
Throw Pop-Tarts on stage.
This guy has no clue what's going on.
He's like, these Appalachians are weird. He's like, don't invite me back to the fair ever again. I don't understand.
I wonder if Zach knows this Pop-Tart. I wonder if he knows that he's going to be performing.
We should tell him, like, look, you're on. You're on fire.
Go, get on stage.
7:30, you got to be out there, go.
You can't tell him before the night of.
That's true. You know, I've actually been on the Appalachian Fair before, like the stage, before a concert. Yeah. I threw T-shirts out once.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
It's cool. You also throw out T-shirts at Campfire here.
That's true. I've done that.
Yeah.
When did they do that 50th anniversary? Or
No, we did it this year.
I didn't get a T-shirt.
Well, you got to catch it faster.
No, I didn't. Did you do that this week?
No, we didn't do it this week, sadly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Week 5. Sorry, you got the shaft.
But maybe next year.
Oh, you did these T-shirts?
No, sadly not. They were Tweety Trail T-shirts.
But this T-shirt is available, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, see, good.
Hayden is wearing the Camp Davy Chronicles official T-shirt.
That's true. I figured since you weren't going to wear it, I should wear it.
Yeah. Cindy and I are both still in our field uniforms from Campfire.
I wanted to be cool. Like temperature-wise, not
okay. I was going to say, scout uniforms are cool. Come on, man.
I don't know. I had somewhere I was going with that, then I forgot.
Wait, so the T-shirts we give out aren't even camp T-shirts?
Well, they have camp on them. It's the Tweety Trail. Do you have to say Tweety Trail, or is it just Tweety Trail?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a good question.
Because Tweety Trail is the name, right?
Right.
But is it Tweety Trail? I don't know.
That wouldn't make any sense.
It would make
It'd
sense.
be like double checks.
What's that?
Don't know
There
the
used to be
song?
this commercial.
Yeah.
I love double checks better than.
Yeah, come on,
Okay.
Zeph. Good culture.
It's a jingle
Sorry,
for
man.
that. It was a rice checks brand thing. It was
Right.
double checks thing. It was rice on one side, corn on the other.
Brilliant.
I know what you're talking about.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tweetsy Trail. I think from now on it's the Tweetsy Trail.
That's true. Speaking of trails, I'm just going all over the place. We had the announcement for the Jamboree contingent patches this week. And I've got to say, they are actually pretty good. I mean, not that like our other patches aren't good, but those are pretty darn good. I got me a set immediately.
Oh, wow.
And
I haven't even heard about these yet. What do they look like?
it looks like patches. There is a...
Thanks, Hayden, for your informative
Let's see.
information.
It's an octagon. How many octagons? How many sides is an octagon? 8. So I think there's 8 patches. It might be a 6-tagon. Hexagon. That's one. Yeah. Might be a hexagon. So you can tell she homeschools her kids.
I don't.
You did at one point.
I did 1 year.
See, you taught them shapes.
And it was, I was good at that.
Wait a minute. We haven't even mentioned what Cindy's job is.
Oh yeah, who are you?
Oh,
Yeah, what are you doing here?
what am
This
I doing
random
here?
person that jumped in. We were going to do this episode by ourselves.
Hey, y'all, do you need somebody? I can sit in that chair.
Yeah. Actually, so
I think we should explain the story.
yeah, I meant to start off the episode by like addressing you as Darryl and being like, what happened? You look different or something like that. But our Cope director, Cope manager,
He's a manager, yeah.
their titles always change all the time. It's so weird. But the Cope manager is named Darryl, and we were going to have him on last week originally, and then we changed him to this week. But it didn't work out scheduling.
Yeah, Darryl has this thing called a real job. Not that you don't have a real job.
I don't
But
have a
he has like this real job that's important
real
or
job.
something, which is
Hey, Dale gets upset when you say camp is not a real job. Camp is a real job.
well,
He
you
has
know what I
a
mean.
full-time
Yeah,
job.
Hold on.
yeah. There you go. That's better wording.
There you go. Yeah.
Not
Anyway, Darryl couldn't make it, and so we got a different person.
Daryl couldn't be here, so we settled for Cindy.
Yeah, Cindy is Plan D.
Plan D.
We asked like a bunch of other people.
We finally ran out of options.
Finally, we the last person we could figure out was Cindy.
got sick. Oh,
And so then we
Anybody
got
else? Anybody? Everybody
just
did
this
not
random person off the street. No, Cindy is was our weekly Coke director this week. There's a different one every week. Or are there any that repeat?
No, not usually because most of the adults that come in for COPE are taking a week off of work and are coming in. So
Because they all have full-time
jobs.
not seasonal jobs.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So something interesting that people might not know, she's also from Troop 240.
Uh-huh.
And I think,
And Pack 240.
yeah,
That's right.
you weren't in, hold on, I'm trying to think. Were you like part of our Cub Scouting career? I can't remember. Okay, I didn't think so.
I didn't come to, you'd already crossed into the troop.
Right, but I was part of her Cub Scouting.
Yeah. Zeph was our den chief.
I didn't ever want to be a den chief.
Yeah.
I did it for like a year just to get the ribbon, and I was like, I'm out.
It's a leadership
It's all about the
position,
ribbons.
so-
Yeah.
That's all Hayden cares about.
Yeah, the bling.
Yep.
Bling up that
me.
uniform, and then he doesn't even wear it.
What
Man.
uniform? No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, my brother, my man, who is now on camp staff because we're getting so old.
Yeah, almost your entire family's on
Yeah,
campsite.
my brother Daniel, when he was in Cub Scouts, Cindy was his den leader, and I was their den chief, and so we worked together for many years, and forged a very close camaraderie.
Yeah, I'd call Zeph up and say, "Hey, can you do tonight?"
Yeah, she asked me to be on the podcast.
After I ran down all the list of options, and everybody said no.
After she conspired with Hayden to replace me.
Yeah, you didn't know. Oh my gosh, the new talk show. Okay.
Oh yeah, next talking point.
Yeah. So Randy, our assistant quartermaster, was making. Oh yeah, that's the one. Assistant commissioner was making this joke the other day. So we have to take program area pictures for each program area, and so we were doing theirs. Well, they had this not statue, but like cutout of Baden Powell, and he came up with this joke, Hayden and Baden show. And he thought it was, I mean, it is, but he thought it was hilarious. He just kept saying it.
Yeah, he
We
showed me a
laugh every time he
picture.
said
So he took a picture of Hayden with the cutout, and then he came up to me like, hey, Zeph, did you hear about the replacement for Camp David Chronicles? I was like, what are you talking about? And he showed me the pictures, like, the Hayden and Baden show. It's great.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
If the Baden Powell cutout ever comes to life, you should replace me with him.
Yeah, we should do that.
The spirit of Baden Powell.
That is true. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious because he really found it funny.
I mean,
Well, it's always funny when somebody thinks that they're funny and
Right.
they laugh themselves.
Well,
right?
see, the thing is, he was funny. It's
Right,
just
right.
it was one of those things where like
He was just like,
So, but he is still hilarious. He has a lot of funny jokes. He is probably, I don't know that he is better than Earl at it, but he is pretty good at like dad jokes and just like one-liners, just really quick.
oh yeah.
And
so he and Earl did that campfire skit, and
Oh, yeah.
I hee-hawed. It was just really
The
funny.
Snake Wranglers.
snake- Wranglers?
yeah, we can talk about that. 'cause
It was
Talk
really,
all
really
about
funny.
Campfire this because despite it being our 5th week, with Cindy only being a 1 week staff person, she hadn't seen our Campfire before.
you were here for week 1, weren't you?
I came
the
in for
troop.
the participants campfire
right.
on week 1. I didn't come
Oh.
with the troop, but I came because one of my kids was here and he wanted me to come for campfire. So I saw their campfire, but I hadn't seen the staff
So
campfire.
give us your full review.
Okay. Yeah. It was really fun. So it was a sports theme for the campfire. And so each program area got up and had something sports related. So one of my favorite things was the Star Wars cheer. And
Yes.
you cut off in the middle and they had the big, okay, I don't know Star Wars all that well, the big light beam.
You just made a whole group of people mad.
Lightsaber.
Thank you. Lightsaber war and then finished the cheer. And I hee-hawed at that. And of course, because my son was involved in the synchronized swimming, I found it really, really funny just to see him in the swim cap and goggles. And then even just seeing him in the lifeguard shirt, I started laughing.
I think that is one of they did a great job on that. The synchronized swimming is probably my favorite.
It was funny.
And then Earl's and then Olympic chess.
Yes. And the chess, is that what you said? The Olympic chess? Yeah. I like that where they pulled out pieces from all the other cards. And you did a really good job with your commentating on that.
Thank you very much.
You know they scripted that themselves.
That was great. And but you didn't present it like it was a script. It seemed like it was improv. Just really, really would
you say that it had almost been like they had done it for 4 weeks?
It was almost as if this was their 5th run through.
Yeah. So now that all the campfires, all the weeks have been done, we will be able to upload some of the skits. I don't know if I've got
all of them.
Yeah.
I recorded an entire campfire program on week 4.
So we divide them and just put up each skit, or people have to watch the entire campfire.
See, we should have filmed it every week so that we could pick the best iteration of each one.
I don't think my storage on my phone would have done that.
Get better storage.
No.
Next year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
But yeah, we'll see some of the skits on the YouTube.
But yeah,
the YouTube. You say the YouTube. We'll see some skits on the YouTube.
Yeah, overall.
We'll take it to the Walmart. We'll put it on the YouTube at the Walmart.
Man, Cindy's just roasting me over here. What was your favorite thing about this week, Cindy?
Oh, what was my favorite thing about this week? Ooh, you didn't prepare me that I would have to say my favorite thing.
Well, it's just off the cuff.
Now, here's my thing that I really like. Several times I saw campers go to staff members and just ask them a question, like asking for another staff member or just talking to them about something they had done, just to see that connection between the campers and the staff members. That shows what a good job staff did at their job, not just presenting the material, but really connecting with the scouts. And I think that's probably the most important thing that happens at camp is that connection, and across units and across ages and sometimes even generations. So I really enjoyed seeing that, just seeing the participants really get into it. And the volleyball game was really fun.
It's true.
It was really entertaining.
It was a good game this week. Definitely watch the coverage on the YouTube.
On the YouTube. At the Walmart.
What's with the Walmart?
I don't know. I think about the things you put the in front of. The Walmart. The YouTube.
We went into 3 games this time at volleyball, which was fun. I think This was probably our most excited game, like with staff
Audience.
morale that we had.
Yeah, and our most excited audience, I think, our most energetic audience. I got more excited last week, but then we ended up losing last week. So,
So
but
maybe it's your
this week, staff won, which made it 3 for 2 for the season. Staff won this year of summer camp volleyball.
I'm gonna have to interject because JD would say it was 4-1, wouldn't he?
He would say that it was 4-2.
4-2. What?
Yeah, because ROTC week.
Oh, I thought there was a
we
week
lost
that
2.
Yeah, but we don't count
well,
that for the official count.
Right.
there was one where they didn't actually have enough players,
Yeah.
and then they actually beat you, but JD doesn't count that as a win for them.
Yeah,
I just want to, JD,
Langley,
I'm there for you.
Langley, one of our commentators for last week and this week, who just to point out, he is actually in the room with us. You guys can't see him, and
He's
we told
behind the
him
camera.
to be quiet, and so you'll never hear him.
Yeah, he's not allowed to make a single
He could honestly not even be there.
Yeah.
And so
he's our live studio audience.
Yeah.
The most silent live studio audience you'll ever hear in your life.
But anyways, he was the one that was playing for the Scoutmasters. And,
okay.
And then he became staff and played for the staff.
Yeah.
So it's a real gray
So
area.
maybe that's what's making the staff win. Maybe it's all Langley. Mm-hmm.
No, because we won without him too. So I don't know.
So, but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. And then we played our staff versus staff volleyball game afterwards, and it was great. And then we went to Christmas in July.
Yeah.
What was it? Australian Christmas.
Next time, yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
It was quite a busy night.
It's true. I had fun.
It was a fun night too. It's true.
It wasn't too hot, actually.
That's true. The dining hall, I was afraid was going to be like really hot.
Yeah.
The volleyball game was hot, but that's inevitable.
Well, yeah.
Right.
But the dining hall, I was like, oh gosh, we're going to be so hot. It wasn't.
It wasn't too bad.
Today was pretty hot too.
That's true. It was humid.
Yeah.
Hot.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is much worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine. I'm not complaining.
It did rain a lot last night, and which I apparently missed because I slept.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Did you hear the thunder?" And I was like, "No, I was asleep the entire time."
That's nice. Yeah.
Did it thunder last night?
It did.
I think so.
Yeah. I was in a tent. Yeah, so tent. Yeah, not a camp tent, but just a regular tent.
Oh, man.
And I heard the rain from behind me, and it came and came. And then I heard it was just like your rain tear started.
Oh, yeah.
It was just exactly
Were you
like
doing
that.
it with it? For sure, it wasn't just a bunch of staff members that around your tent.
That's one of our cheers for the campfire. It's usually Hayden, I think, that does it. But it's like you start clapping with one finger and then 2 fingers and 3 fingers and blah, 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 and it gets louder and louder.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go back down in reverse.
Yeah, one of this tonight specifically, I was doing it, and one of the campers yelled because you get to 5 and you're clapping, and he yelled 6, and I was like he messed me up, and I was like, wait, no, back to 4.
Maybe it was just the one person out there who had a 6-fingered hand.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't. So I didn't.
You didn't know what to add in?
Yeah, I was like, what? Those are 5. Because he screamed it with so much confidence that I was like, maybe I do have.
If I try really hard,
He made you believe in yourself.
Yeah, he made me believe him.
And the campers were really, really into this campfire.
Yeah,
tonight.
both of them. Yeah,
yeah, they really responded tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it was, and I think staff was too. Maybe it was sort of the last campfire of the season sort of thing. Everybody was really pumped up tonight. It was fun.
Yeah,
I will fully admit I was much less energetic this campfire because I am like basically dead right now. But
Yeah.
See, this is when I do my best.
Yeah.
That's when I'm tired.
yeah, I tried, but my voice has been struggling all day.
I think all of staff's voice has been straight.
Yeah.
This morning at camp or at Flags, everyone went to scream, and almost everybody's voice cracked. And it was
Yeah.
just like,
Well, that's usual, but
Yeah.
maybe even worse than normal. Well, anyway, speaking of worse than normal, I don't know what.
I was like, he's gonna reference me.
No, I don't know what to segue into there without being mean, but I don't know. So Cindy,
okay, fake Darryl.
I knew it was coming. Yeah, not Darryl. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have Hayden's playing with the Olaf toy?
She has something that pops up out of her head
they
too.
both have like a little thing that pops out of them when you push the button. It has a voice bubble.
Does it
on
say the same thing?
No, Elsa says real friends make real magic, and Olaf says something about
Warm hugs all around. It would, they got enough room to put a speaker in this thing. They should.
That's true. They should make it
A
actually
voice
say it.
changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. That you can speak into it and sound like Elsa.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
or
normal
Olaf.
for you.
Anyway, Do we have a word of the day?
We do.
Oh
boy, oh boy, oh boy.
The word of the day is bomber.
What?
Okay.
Bomber. So we use this in the climbing world. If you have a big tree that's a really nice anchor and you can just use that one single tree as an anchor, then you wrap around that. That's your bomber anchor. But we also use it in real world to be like, it's just something, maybe this is just old people, but if something's really good, it's bomber. It's a bomber cup. It's a bomber shirt. Sort of like that. Yes. Yeah.
Sort of like that, but nothing.
So that's how everybody can use it. Everybody go around saying it's a bomber shirt. Yeah.
That Camp
It's
David
an
Chronicles
adjective.
t-shirt is
An adjective
bomber.
says which, what kind, how many. So yeah,
See,
it's a bomber shirt. Yeah.
Shapes and adjectives right
Shapes
there.
and grammar. I gotcha.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I had to come up with a cope word for you
All right.
that I wanted to relate outside of cope as well.
Very good.
Right.
Cope and climbing world.
Yeah. Speaking of the word of the day, Cindy's son Atlas always does the word of the day. At
Yeah,
Flex.
but he does it in like the word of the day is, I forgot a word.
He usually doesn't do that, but he did do it once.
Yeah.
He said that once this summer.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he just didn't have a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he ever repeat any of them through the whole?
think so.
I think he did good.
So every day, every week.
I'm pretty sure the word of the day was always the last word he heard before he went down to Flex.
Probably.
Well, and sometimes it was a joke too. And I think it was like a joke for the staff members, as the staff would get it. I don't know that. And sometimes some of the campers, depending on if they had been part of whatever formed that word. So
I hope none of these campers were there when these words were formed.
back in the 8th century or whatever.
I mean, when they came as why it was the word of the day.
Yeah.
One was oil this week because one of the boats needed to have a mix of oil and gas, and they didn't realize that and put just gas in it. Luckily, realized it before they tore the boat up. But so the word of the day was oil.
See, I didn't even know that joke. Cool.
It's only for cool people.
Speaking of jokes, do we have a joke of the day?
Well, I was gonna.
Cindy is the joke of the day.
Cindy's the joke of the day. I was gonna tell you a joke about a jump rope, and I decided to skip it.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my goodness.
But I was watching this documentary. I was watching this documentary about making rope, and it was really good, especially the twist at the end.
Oh my god.
I was going down. Driving by the prison the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a prisoner has thrown a rope out the window and he's escaping. I said, well, look, that's a little condescending. Think about it, you'll get it.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of had a feeling that Cindy would bring more than one joke. I don't know. Something told me in my gut.
Did Cinderella go to the ball? Oh, I really wanted a Cinderella joke.
I didn't even think about a Cinderella joke.
We've had one almost every episode.
There's a joke that we've had 3 different times.
The same joke?
Yeah. About Cinderella being bad at sports because she ran away from the ball.
Oh.
But I like yours way better.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Oh man, I think that's the only joke that I've ever actually liked.
My favorite was the rope documentary one because you'd already told your joke, and so I thought you were moving on to something else. And you said you were watching a documentary about making rope. I was like, how long is this documentary? How much? I'm sure you could make it really interesting if you had the right team.
Joel's the twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should make that documentary. You should make it.
Absolutely.
You should direct it yourself.
I'll direct it. Yeah.
Cope would be a good place to do a rope documentary.
I think it would be.
Yeah. I'm crying.
Why are you crying?
Sounds like that should be a joke. Going back and forth.
Oh man. Okay. Are we ready?
Oh goodness. Yeah. I think we're ready for our interview questions now. All right. Cindy, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a superstar.
You are? You're on the Camp David Chronicles
That's right.
now.
This is my 15 minutes, right?
We have over 200 subscribers on YouTube and all other subscribers on other things.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So, when I grow up, I want to be a park ranger. It actually took me more than 40 years to realize that that's what I should have been when I grew up. I should have been a park ranger.
I could see you in that job.
Right?
Cool. Yeah.
We were actually at Cumberland Gap. We went to this event, and they had somebody come out, and they were telling us all the stuff, and I went, oh, that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
But so I just didn't. I wasn't exposed to it enough, I guess, to think about that as a job. But that would have been fun.
You can still do it later on.
I can still do it. Yeah.
Never know. You'd be jumping around like, look, there's a bear.
No, not with the jump rope though.
Yeah,
because I almost skip that.
Yeah. I can see.
I'm trying to put it in as me.
Cindy is like concerningly energetic sometimes at like campfires or wherever, even just randomly for no reason.
Yeah, especially when we sing the Yogi Bear song.
Yeah,
and we say that Yogi has a girlfriend too.
Cindy.
Cindy Bear.
I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I saw her run. I've never even seen somebody run like downstairs without falling and tripping. And like the fastest I've ever seen someone move downstairs. I thought it was an escalator for a second. Fly out on the field and start singing that. That was great. So we kind of covered what your position here is at camp.
Right.
But how many years have you been doing the staff thing, and what is your like previous experience in scouting?
Okay, so this is my 5th year doing camp staff, and I've just come in. Every year has been just coming in to do a week of COPE,
right.
And that was we had COPE for a while, and then we didn't have COPE for a while. And when we revamped the program, I came in, and we've really revamped it. Some since then. So we had the COVID year where we went to program areas. And since then, we've done the climbing merit badge in the mornings and then a COPE class in the afternoons. And that's new since then. So it's been really actually good. Yeah. So people can they can choose that their afternoon is going to be devoted to COPE and come down and do the various COPE elements, but it's not a merit badge. I've done that. This is my 3rd year doing it that way. But in Scouts, so when my oldest son was in school, they came out for recruitment and he joined Scouts. And then my second one joined, and partway through his first year, they needed a den leader. And so my husband said, I'll be the den leader. I said, well, you have a full-time job, so that would be difficult. And he was disappointed. I said, well, we could do it together. And thus it began. Yeah. So that how romantic. How romantic. So that was when he was so that's when my oldest was going into 2nd grade, because they didn't have kindergarten Scouts at the time. So, and he's entering 11th grade now. So that's 9 years.
Yeah.
I remember Atlas being a tiger. And like first, I remember when I first heard his name and I was like, that's a cool name.
I know who Atlas is as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Oliver was in the same den as Daniel.
Yeah.
That was the
one of my
den
boys.
That we were, that's right. They're ours, right? Yeah. They'll always be ours. And they're really good patrol too. Yeah. It's nice. Yeah. Like they really.
I remember those first couple of years I was on staff having to tell people, like, we would be on the tour and there would be like the COPE, like the sign for COPE, and they'd be like, what's COPE? And I'd tell them what COPE is and say, but we don't have it this year.
There's nothing there. Yeah.
And it was always a little bit, it felt like there was something wrong with that. Yeah. Something was not right with the world.
But you don't have to say that anymore.
Yeah, that's now I don't have to say it.
Well,
because of people like Cindy.
We have a unique program in that we do have the adult volunteers that come down to staff COPE. And this is the first year that we've had actual staff that come for the summer and stay at COPE. And part of the reason for that is because as camp has expanded and we've added more weeks, it's just harder and harder for us to get enough adult volunteers to be able to cover that time as well. So this is one of the ways that we were able to offer COPE, because we offer it for 1 week. We want to be able to offer it for all weeks.
Right.
But
yeah, I think I do remember there being a summer or two where there was just 1 week that had COPE, and that felt
right.
Weird.
Yeah, and that's not. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah. But you guys, the volunteer staff that comes down is a tight knit group of awesome adult leaders.
Yeah.
That
we're our little
you've got more
family.
than adult leaders too. You've got some youth in there as well, that like older youth that help.
We do.
And you've got an awesome group of people.
And you have 2 full-time staff there this year? Devin and Nick.
Yep, yeah. Devin and Nick were here as full-time staff for this year. And they might come back.
They seemed really excited about the whole thing.
Yeah, and they worked well together.
I don't get the whole heights thing. That's not my forte. Yeah, but if they like it, sure.
We had a camper this year, and he came in. And the reason he took COPE was I'm going to go off.
No, you're fine.
He took COPE because, oddly enough, for the camping merit badge, there's that one requirement that has a 50-foot rappel as one of the options, and the other it's very odd options. All the options are weird for camping merit badge.
Right.
So anyway, he wanted to do the 50-foot rappel for that option, and so he took Cope so that he could get his 50-foot rappel.
That's cool.
And he had tried it before, knew that he couldn't do it then, was worried about doing it, but he did great. He got up there and he went down and he did everything, all the stuff where he had to go up and jump off and all that. He did it on. He said, the more of this I do, the easier it is. So we just have to start you lower.
Yeah, I think I'm good. How tall is the Cope Tower?
It's 50 feet. It's technically 48 feet to the tallest rappel.
Okay.
So it's a 50-foot rappel from where you're actually hooked in.
Yeah.
Our climbing wall is 36 feet. So if you climb to the top, you've climbed 36 feet.
Yeah, that's 30 feet taller than I ever want to be.
It's 60 to the top is more than 60 feet, but the highest window is, we call it 50 feet.
Yeah.
If you're at the bottom, we say at the bottom looking up is 50 feet, at the top looking down is 3,482.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That weird thing that happens, yeah.
Well, Cindy, what is your favorite campsite and favorite shelter on camp, other than Cope?
Yeah.
Right. So my favorite campsite is Fox, not because I'm a fox, but because the first campsite that I stayed in was Fox.
Oh, okay.
I came down for Weeblos Adventure Camp with my Weeblos, and that's where we were. You were staffing that year, actually. You came down, and everything was really, really wet. I'm like, Zeph, you're a scout. We need you to start a fire for us.
And you never got one.
No, he did.
I think that was my first year on staff.
I think it might have been.
I was helping the trading post that weekend because I didn't have anything like normal staff to do, but I stayed to volunteer for Weeblos.
Yeah, you volunteered for Weeblos.
I think my first year I stayed for Weeblos. I think I went home.
Did you all both start at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because oddly enough, Zeph started summer camp to get away from us, like our friendship.
Oh, how funny!
And I was like, well, that sounds fun, because he had CIT'd.
Oh,
and
right.
so he kind of like knew the background. I was like, CIT sounds dumb, and so I was like, well, it sounds fun. And so we did, and then we ended up cabining together, and we didn't get away from each other at all.
I wasn't specifically trying to get away from you.
That's all it was.
But when I went, I don't know. I remember when you were coming to, I was like, man, I thought this was my thing.
That was fine. I do something alone.
Yeah, now
that's okay. We eventually got along again.
Nope.
Sometimes.
But that's good if you can not get along and then get along again.
It's good when you don't get along.
It's good if you can get over it.
Yeah. What did we just ask? What is your?
You didn't say shelter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and my favorite shelter, Freddy's place.
Oh yeah.
It's a really nice.
It's a good place,
shelter.
Especially like at night when the solar lights work. Oh, have you ever been up there? Oh, yeah, they have solar lights that are like.
I don't
inside.
think I've seen that yet.
Nice.
That is cool.
It's a good little place, and it's normally pretty quiet up there.
It is,
and so you can. It's nice just to sit back and like relax and
take it in.
Yeah. So, what is your biggest, or couple or one pet peeves?
Just in general in life, or around scouting?
Either one. Both.
Both, all around. Let's see. A pet peeve. I get annoyed at everything, so I have lots of pet peeves.
Us?
Yeah.
No, not a pet peeve is when I want to move and there's somebody not moving in front of me.
Oh my gosh, I hate that.
Or walking really slowly. Yes. Just or like taking up the whole trail or taking up the whole aisle at the grocery store sort of thing. Like, can you just pick a side?
Yep. I normally don't walk fast, but where I'm tall, I walk faster than most.
Right.
And so I always hate when someone is standing like directly in front of me and they're just going like just slow enough to make me have to slow.
You have to slow down.
Yeah, I hate that. I agree.
You can't get around them.
Yeah.
I just go around them anyway.
I just tell them.
You shove them.
Yeah, get out of here. It's some old lady in the grocery store and just pushes her over.
Gosh.
So it's like, get out of my way. Flips her cart over.
He takes her cane.
Golly.
Chips her with it.
All right, I think we need to move on.
Talking about old ladies, Cindy. Look, your hats and my hair are the same color.
Oh my
You didn't have a hat on? No.
I was wondering why you didn't have the orange logo.
I'm just saying, but we have been like really mean to you.
God, no.
I want to like backtrack a little bit. I don't know what to say, but we're not this mean.
I bring it out in you.
Yeah.
This is kind of how we do at Cope, though. Like, because it's just you wouldn't do this with somebody you didn't like.
Right. It's more friendly banter than it is.
That's right. That's
actually making fun of.
I mean, Cindy just said the last one herself.
Yeah, that's true.
That wasn't me. Well, you said speaking of old ladies.
Yeah. I picked on myself on that one.
Yeah. All right. So, what embarrasses you? Like, actually, I'm genuinely curious because I feel like nothing ever could possibly embarrass Cindy.
I want to tell you a story of where I got embarrassed one time. Yeah. So, when I was in college, I was in my dorm. I actually had a room with 3 roommates. So, instead of just one, I had 3 roommates my freshman year. And I had the room to myself, which with 4 in the room isn't as often as it would be otherwise.
Wait, how do you have the room to yourself if there's 4 of you?
The other 3 were out doing something.
Okay.
So like if you had your cabin to yourself sort of thing.
Right.
And so the song YMCA came on. And I was very excited about this. So this is going to say a lot about me. I ran to my closet and got my hard hat. But
you've been this way all along. This is not
this is nothing new. So not only did I have a hard hat, but I had it at college with me. So I go get my hard hat and I put it on, and I'm doing this to the window because that's my audience, right? And I'm doing the whole dance. I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm having the best time. And the song ends, and I've just done the whole song, and it's a long song.
Right, yeah.
So I take my hard hat off, and I turned around. The entire doorway is full of people. One of my roommates had come back and opened the door, and there I was with my back to the door, dancing my little heart out with my hard hat on to my audience. So she goes down the hall and collects people.
Oh, yeah,
so the whole hall comes, and that was really embarrassing. That embarrassed me.
You were embarrassed by this? You've changed.
Because I didn't know they were there.
Right.
I was truly doing it just for me.
Yeah.
In my own little world, happy little, and I didn't expect there to be people there watching.
But you were also doing it out the window on purpose.
Well, but I was on the 3rd floor, so it wasn't like, I should have said that. So there's nobody that could have seen me from the window. Right. That's why that was my audience.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what embarrasses me. If I get caught doing something that I would have otherwise been doing anyway, and I would have done in front of people, but I didn't know they were there.
Right, yeah.
It just feels different that way.
It's somehow
so
different.
Do you get like a little twitch when you hear the YMCA? You're like, oh
yeah.
Do you check behind you?
No, it just felt like a spider web. Like, is there somebody there? Like, who's in the door? When I hear YMCA, because I work for the YMCA now. So now I feel obliged to dance and sing the song. Now I'll get up on the stage at Campfire and sing and dance it, right? That doesn't bother me. It was just because I was all in my own little world. So, yeah. But I get a little twitch and I have to dance.
What is your favorite trading post snack and drink?
I have never bought. I've never bought a snack or drink from the Trading Post.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever bought a snack or a drink from the Trading Post since I was on
junk
staff.
Food, right?
Really?
I mean,
that's not my reason, but
I mean, not that I don't ever eat junk food, but when popcorn's available, I would probably eat. That was probably what I would buy. Would eat popcorn, and I don't drink Cokes, so and
so water?
Not huge. Water's what I drink, and I don't know, so they probably won't have a drink there that I would.
So if you had the option, you would get popcorn and water. Would you get like Gatorade or something?
No.
Okay, so nothing flavored.
Nothing that has any taste to it. I want my popcorn without salt and butter. I want plain popcorn, plain water. And it's not that I don't like drinks with flavor. I just
This is quality podcasting today.
Nothing with flavor. Okay. Well, somewhere along the line, I decided Gatorade makes me feel weird. So I'm afraid Daniel might choke me with it. Drink a Gatorade on one of the and that was hilarious. The Campfire skit. Daniel was a wrestling coach, and Or boxing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was actually rock, paper, scissors. But
yeah, right. Oh,
they
yeah.
do the build up like it's
they build up
match.
like it's, yeah.
Right.
And Daniel, like, basically, yeah.
Waterboarded.
Not.
Oh, wait. We're going to have to edit that one.
He did not do that.
No. They drank some Gatorade.
Yeah, and Daniel was very enthusiastic about drinking the
was
Gatorade.
really fun.
It was actually
so much, in fact, that we sold out of Gatorade this week.
Yeah.
Do you think that's
And
why? Did they say that was why?
Well, because some of the scouts were screaming at him all week. Yeah, drink Gatorade. It was amazing.
So it's great.
That's one of those connections, right?
Right,
like,
yeah.
Just these little things.
Oh my gosh. I don't know that I'm gonna make it.
You should do them after Campfire every time.
I don't think you should.
Punchy.
I think it's just you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe a bit of both. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, yes. I would like to be invisible so I can just get away from my kids. No. So I can.
So you can dance and no one watch you.
So I can dance and not get caught. That's right. I think that would be really cool, though, just to be able to disappear sometimes. Not because I want to eavesdrop on people.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not because of that. But it would be nice just to disappear sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. I always try to point out the flaws in people's, but I'm just going to let it be.
He's afraid where it might go.
So what is your favorite class that you have taken, and then the favorite class that you have taught
at camp?
Okay, cope.
Okay.
I haven't. Let's see. Oh no, I took an IOLS. Sorry, I had to think it through. I took an IOLS training here, and it was really, really good. It was a big group, 24 of us, I think, which is a lot for an IOLS. And it was fun. There were lots of different instructors, and they took us different places in camp, and it was effective. IOLS is good training. Good training. Get it. So that was my favorite. I guess I can call that the class I took.
Yeah, that's good.
And teach, actually the climbing merit badge. I really like teaching that. It's fun. And I like teaching cope too. Then we do a program called Patrol Builders, which isn't part of the camp week. It's just something I'm doing a plug here.
Yeah,
see how I work that in? So we do these weekends where a patrol can come in and we'll work with them on their team building and leadership and do the patrol method. So it's sort of like
it's a good method.
It is. Yeah. It's this almost old NYLT type training, but we do it at COPE.
Yeah, I've seen them do a couple of them, and everybody always comes out a bigger, stronger, better team.
Yeah, it's effective.
What's your favorite color?
So, all right, I've got two answers to this question, of course. So, one time in my life,
Batten being extra as usual.
Gosh,
I just decided that orange got the shaft, and nobody liked orange. This is before there was the whole UT orange craze going on, and so I decided orange would be my favorite color. And I really do like orange, but I like the rusty pumpkin orange. Yeah. But my true favorite color is red. Which isn't that far from
Did you know red vehicles get the most crashes averagely in a year?
What? I have a white vehicle, but no, I didn't. I've heard that red vehicles have to pay more insurance, but I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure my insurance company even knows what color my vehicle is.
Yeah, I don't know.
They probably do. It probably is on my insurance card, probably says white.
But yeah, no, that's actually an actual statistic. Red vehicles get in more accidents than any other vehicle color in the world.
I wonder if there's something that, like, most sports cars are red, or if there's another reason for it. Like,
red brings out aggression.
It's because red.
Maybe that's my favorite color.
Bulls see red and they get mad and they're just running into cars.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I got chased by a bull one time.
Wait, really? Wait, I think I've heard this story.
It was when she was doing the YMCA.
Wearing my orange hard hat and it looked red. And I had a raincoat that was sort of this reddish orange color, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but I like to pretend like it did. I scared it away.
That was
by dancing.
I danced at it.
She took it off. I was like,
"Hey, bull, don't you chase after me."
Oh my goodness.
That was the, how they.
Yeah, she's doing like the motion of the bullfighter.
Yeah.
The cape that,
the cape
that
thing.
you
Yeah.
taunt the bull.
Yeah.
I should taunt you.
Ask you. This is a great segue to the animal question.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If you could be any animal for 24 hours, what would it be?
My dad's dog.
Okay. What's its name?
Her name is Daisy.
Okay.
She's a pug, and she is treated very well. You've seen these people that just their pets are their royalty.
Right, of
so
course.
yeah, so I could be queen for a day.
That makes sense.
All right, Cindy, it's time for you to tell us one of your favorite camp stories.
And it's from this week at camp?
Doesn't have to be, but it
just
can
from
be.
anytime ever. Okay.
Anytime ever.
Okay, so anytime ever, my favorite camp story. We had, and of course it has to be a Cope story because that's what I'm representing here, right? We had a camper who came out for the climbing merit badge and was really, really struggling with the whole heights thing.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Could not do, yeah. So they can do the climb. They start on the ground, so they can climb up. And even if they get up to almost 50 feet on a climb, when they get up in the tower and look down from that 50 feet, remember it's 3,824 feet. So it's a whole different story. And he just could not do it and could not do it. And so we took him down. We have a 12-foot rappel that we can have them do. And it's easier because they know it's 12 feet. Yeah. Right. And even though it looks higher than 12 feet, it's still not nearly as high. So, and even that was difficult for him, but we worked with him. And by this point, the other people who were doing the merit badge had succeeded. They had all done their rappels they needed to do. So they're all just sitting on the concrete edge at the shelter and just watching because they're looking right out at this 12-foot rappel that the scout's trying. And he tried and he tried and he tried. And he finally gets out the window and gets halfway down the wall and he stops and looks up at me and grins. And every single one of them sitting on the side just jumped up and cheered for him because they knew that was the moment for him, that he had done it. And I'd love that story because that's when I saw that they were connecting with him, that his success was partly their success as well. And that's one of the things that happens down at Cope is that, it is some of it is teamwork stuff. Some of it's really the individual challenge of either figuring out a puzzle and conquering it or overcoming a fear of heights, that sort of thing. And I love how they support each other as they're doing it. So even though they might not be doing anything except watching, they're bought into it and it's effective for them. And I think that's one of those things that they go away actually having more of a meaning than just what they have personally managed to accomplish.
Yeah, that is a really cool feeling to get to see as well. Yeah. Even as the instructor, you have that feeling inside as well as like the accomplishment.
That's it.
Even if you just sat there and watched
it's because that's part of our accomplishment.
Right, yeah.
Like they did it and we were there for that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's really one of the things that camp and scouting are really all about, is that shared accomplishment and growth together as a group. Like when at the end of the Campfire speech on Friday, when Dale goes up there and he talks about when Baden Powell did his first summer camp, that this is what he might have imagined that it could become. And I think that's an important part of that vision that he had.
Right.
Our question from the previous guest. I don't actually remember what it is. Hold on. Let me go.
Our question. So tell us another story.
Another Cope story?
Sure. From this week.
Okay. One from this week. So we had this team come out for Cope. We had 11 scouts come out to do Cope this week. And some of them knew each other and some didn't. And so we're looking at our role. We're like, oh, this might be difficult because we have several from one troop and several from another troop. And then some others just sprinkled individuals in there. And sometimes that makes it hard to have them adhere as a team because they're already split up. And they came in the first day. And right at the beginning, you did see some of that, they kind of break off a little bit. They weren't really breaking off. They just weren't really melding as a team.
Yeah.
They weren't not doing it, but
they had their own friends that they were used to talking to.
And they weren't like breaking off and doing their own thing, but still that's who they're supporting and who they know and all that. But it was within the first day. So within that first 3-hour block, we took them down to the wall. So we have the wall. So it's just this flat wall that they have to figure out how to get everybody up and over, and everybody, even the last person. And one is 8 feet wall and one is 10 feet tall. Did I say 8 feet wall?
Yep.
There's an 8-foot tall wall and a 10-foot tall wall. And Nick gave them the direction that they had to tell him how they're going to start and how they're going to end. and then what order they're going to go in. So he made them make their plan. And so they came up with their plan and they executed it. Just all 11 of them worked as a team beautifully. And then they just said, yeah, we can do the next wall. And they did. Just boom, 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 boom. And from that moment on, they were a solid team. All 11 of them. Yeah. And it was cool. And that's why at the end at Campfire, after they got their awards, they were all like, group hug. Yeah, they really melded well as a team. I love that.
Yeah. The pool staff went up to do their awards. I had to push them off the stage. They were group hugging too long. Yeah. All right. Our question and actually a quick note before. So like a few episodes ago, someone asked if there was a word for the fear of clams, and I found a word for the fear of shellfish, which is ostraconophobia. So
ostraconophobia
sounds like the fear of ostriches.
Was that just something that came up?
We were talking about other phobias. I don't know. I don't remember why clams were brought up, but that was I wrote that in my notes like 2 or 3 weeks ago and never mentioned it. So
right.
Yeah, but their question from the previous guest, which was Gracie from the Trading Post, if you could go back in time and witness any one historical event, what would you choose?
Oh, interesting. What popped in my head, and I would not want to witness this, was the French Revolution. don't want to see that. Never don't want to see that at all. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting question.
It is interesting.
Yep.
Yep. Sure is, Cindy.
Well, no, there's this. I'll tell this while you're giving time.
Yeah.
I always say that's interesting, and like JD hates it because every time he's calling it out, he's like, "Oh, you always say that's interesting." And so I try not to say it anymore.
What a horrible question! What was she thinking? Thanks, Gracie. An historic event that I'd like to witness. It has to be something good, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think Gracie said the first gladiator fight.
What?
Now I wouldn't see that. I don't like violence. I wouldn't.
Okay.
So fighting wouldn't.
Did she say that? I don't remember that.
The building of the Tower of Pisa.
Oh yeah, it might actually. Yeah, going into Italy. Watching Michelangelo at work would have been interesting.
That is true. That'd be good.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
I'm not artistic at all, and it just fascinates me to watch people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a very interesting answer.
No, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Is it bomber?
That's a bomber answer, Cindy. Speaking of bomber answers, I'm sure there will be one next week for the question that you asked.
I'm going to ask.
But you gave me the book. It's my turn.
Fine, ask her.
What is your question for the next guest?
I didn't actually ask her that, technically.
That's true, I guess.
That's right. Yeah. So what book on your shelf is begging to be read?
So,
in other words, something that you have on your shelf that you haven't read yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't technically have to be on their shelf.
Yeah.
It could be in the library shelf.
Right.
So if they get hung up on that, you can give them that.
Right, but it's got to be a bomber book.
But a bomber book. Yeah.
So you just want book suggestions.
That's right. I'm desperate for books. I am. But I'm out of. Do you ever do that? You've read. You're like, no, I don't read. You get a book, an author that you like, or a series that you like, and you come to the end of it. And then you look for another one, and eventually you'll find something else, either single book or not, whatever. But you have these times in between when you're kind of like,
right.
And that's where I am right now. So I need book suggestions.
I definitely do have phases in between where I don't read as much, but I also do have a really long list of books already that I want.
Maybe that's what I'm in, a phase of not reading.
How long has it
lasted
been?
for how many years?
15, 16 years.
You should start.
So
again.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe when the phase is over, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to get through this phase.
Yeah. One phase at a time.
You want to do staff quotes or thought of the day?
Oh, my staff. You do staff quotes. I don't have a staff quote.
Okay. I thought you said you had one.
It's on my phone.
Oh, his phone's recording the video. Okay. You don't remember it?
No.
Word for word from memory?
Oh, I do.
You do?
Yep, I do. I
really?
got it. Yep.
Okay, do it now while you remember it. Okay.
Well, you're going to know who it's from because there's only one person I hang out with around camp. But there's some backstory to this. So we were...
Well, just say it first. So
okay. Okay, you guys can guess. You couldn't hit the brown side of
you said this one last week.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then we'll move on. Never mind. I don't have a quote.
I have a thought for the day.
Well, it was.
It's not from a Campfire.
I don't know if Cindy heard it though.
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
You couldn't hit the brown side of a barn.
Yeah, it was from Clayton Carr. He thought that you say the broad side of a barn.
Okay. Well, anyway, I
forgot about that.
I had 2 because Hayden told me he had 1, and I thought we were going to make the total 3. So it's whatever. Oh, well. But anyway, I'll tell you the quote, and you can guess who said it, and then I can give you the context, and so you can get a second guess.
Oh, that's fine.
So, the first quote: Benjamin Franklin pulled through like the king he is.
Well, it's got to be somebody who knows who's Benjamin Franklin.
He's on a $100 bill. Maybe if somebody was buying lots of snacks and drinks at the trading post, and they thought, I don't have any money, and then they found a $100 bill, and like Benjamin Franklin pulls through like the.
That's good context. I'm going with Zach Johnson. Johnston. Yeah.
And I, it's a staff member.
Yes.
Let's go with. Give me a second.
I've never met that person.
Yeah. I don't know all the staff as well.
Yeah, no, I know. Right. That's the hard part. I
had to rifle through them all.
Yeah.
Pick somebody, Cindy. Pick somebody fast. I don't know.
Okay. Well, the context was describing Benjamin Franklin's influence in the continuing popularity of chess.
Oh, it's CJ.
Who taught the chess merit badge?
Kit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Kit.
It was Kit.
Oh, I feel like I should get partial credit for that.
In the merit badge class, actually.
Wow. She had the reasoning. I had the answer. It was great.
Yeah.
We make a great team.
Yeah,
high five.
Effort. Nice job. All right.
Did you see that perfect high five? It's
was
all about looking at the elbows.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to get a perfect high five, you look at the elbow.
Now you know. All right. I like you enough that I don't want you dying of synthetic shock.
I have no clue. Man. See, I always try to go through my list of who he hangs out with, and it's always wrong.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, but because I try to get from different people.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you ask them for a quote?
No.
Or how do you?
No.
Yeah, he just randomly quotes them.
It has to be an organically occurring sentence.
But you hear them or somebody tells
I have to. Well, usually I hear them.
You hear them.
Ethan Rose. That's my guess.
It sounds like something that Ezekiel would say.
That is true.
Almost. Except I'm not sure he likes anybody all that much.
Is he here this week?
No.
He was.
He was here.
He was here part of the week. Yeah, he left on Thursday.
David Doan.
So the context was after telling me not to eat a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Wow, nice.
John Vaughn.
Oh, that would have been nice for him to do.
What? To tell me not to eat a
Ziploc bag. Yes.
I mean, I wasn't.
Why were you eating
I wasn't actually going to eat it. Full disclosure. I was pretending that I was going to eat it.
Sure.
Yeah.
They stopped you. Okay, who is it?
It was Graham Fay.
Oh.
What a nice guy.
Oh, yeah. I should have guessed Graham.
Yeah. He likes me enough that he doesn't want me to die.
That is nice.
But just not more than that.
At least that much.
Yeah.
All right. Thought of the day.
Okay.
And Cindy said she had a thought.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we can.
I don't want to take it from you.
No. Go ahead.
No, we can have double.
Yeah, we can have
double thought.
Yeah.
With the Tweetsy Trail. See how I did that? I brought it back.
Yeah.
Not good. Let the choices you make today be choices that you can live with tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
See, we should have saved that for the end, because at the end I always ask the guest, or I recently started doing this, ask the guest if they have any words of wisdom for the listeners.
You can edit it.
We'll swap it. No, we won't. But
I was just going to ask a more dumb question.
Right. That's what the thoughts of the day usually are. I don't know. But
I was sitting in staff camp the other day, as I do, and I was having a conversation with some staff, and we want to know. Okay, now there's probably a very simple answer to this. Okay, so water, right? Okay, It's all over the world.
I'm scared already.
Yeah. So, does the world have a set amount of water, and then it's just always recycling, right? Okay, right. You follow
the water
cycle. Right. Okay, right. So that means this water has been here forever, right? Okay, and so there is water somewhere in the world that has seen dinosaurs.
Well, not seen like with eyes.
Nope,
but
it's seen it with eyes. Okay, right.
It's been drunk by dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then recycled by the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Okay, right? So if that's true, then I forgot where this was going, but basically that would go.
Well, okay. So hold on. So basically, all animals have like a lot of water inside them, right? Including us.
Right.
So that means we could have water inside us that used to be part of a dinosaur. So that means we could be part dinosaur.
Duh.
I want to change my question for the next guest.
Are you part of this?
Which dinosaur are you?
Would you want to have the water from?
That's right. Like what inner core of the dinosaur?
Yeah.
Which dinosaur are you? Yeah.
Which dinosaur? That's a great question. Which dinosaur would you want to be?
And then if we bottled all the water in the world, like we have bottled water, right? Okay, but we don't just like produce that. It's
Right.
I assume we get it somewhere.
I think that they open their tap and they pour it in the bottle.
Are
and
we
they
just
market it.
adding to the water population? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. This is from
It's from a spring, I assume.
there are sometimes from springs. I don't think this one is. I'm holding a Great Value water bottle right now, and if it's from a spring, it usually says that on it. So I don't know where this one came from, but it has flavor enhancing minerals.
I think you all need to get a sponsorship from the Walmarts because we've mentioned it several times, and
That's
you're
true.
even.
Man, I'm
Great
literally
Value-
displaying it on the YouTube video right now. The Great Value water bottle. They should sponsor us.
I
The
think so.
Great Value Walmart.
The-
yeah.
the
Great Value
Walmart?
From the
Walmarts.
Walmart, yeah.
If you're listening, CEO of Walmart, please sponsor
The
us.
CEO.
The CEO of the Walmart.
of the Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, Cindy, so I used to always ask the guest at the end of the episode if they had anything else to say, and normally they would just say, "Nah." And so I changed the question to any words of wisdom to leave the audience with. And if you want, you can just say the same thing you already said again, but pretend you didn't already say it.
Yes, I think I do have some random words of wisdom that I'm gonna grab. These golden words. Yeah. So let the choices you make today be choices you can live with tomorrow.
Wow.
Very wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Cindy, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks.
Hayden.
Yeah, thank you, Darryl.
It was fun.
Yeah, thank you, Darryl. And Hayden, thank you also for being on the podcast.
You're welcome. Wouldn't miss it for anything.
And no. Langley, thank you somewhat
For staying
being
silent.
Yeah, thank you for not making noise. Good job.
Yeah,
Good
you only
job.
fell asleep once.
Yeah. It's a great day to be a scout at Camp Davy Fun.
Bye.
Camp Davy Chronicles. It's a podcast about